Hello, Steve White, Trek Boy 89 for Steve Arts 89, Star Trek's Gatekeeper. Well, I just watched Star Trek Picard Season 2, Episode 8, Mercy. It was okay. Um, there was an interesting element which doesn't make any sense. There's this guy, and he stumbled across a couple of Vulcans on some sort of expedition on Earth where they were taking samples of some water in a swamp or something, and he had a flashlight. He was looking for someone out in the dark. He stumbled across them. He ran away from them. He tripped over one of the Vulcans, tried to mind meld with him to try and erase the memory that he had of them before being beamed away, but he failed, and this guy remembered those his whole life, and he spent his whole life haunted by it and kind of hunting for aliens on Earth. And that's how he came across Picard and Guinan, and put that together with the Europa mission and the fact that Picard and all these people crashed the gala event or whatever it was. And he takes Guinan and Picard down into an FBI basement where he keeps them, interrogates them all day, just to let them go, because Picard basically has a moment of honesty with him and says, that wasn't a monster, that was a Vulcan. He was trying to mind meld, he was trying to save you from being haunted. And Guinan basically helps him to understand that he had that experience to be the man he is today and let them go. But he was the one who took them, he was the one who found them and arrested them. So it's like he was just undoing what he did anyway, so it really didn't serve any purpose. And I'm like, why is this character even here? What is this whole episode about? What is the point of it? This part of their story, it just was kind of pointless. I mean, the scenes of the kid running and the Vulcans at night, that was kind of fun, but yeah, it was just like for the sake of that, really. Okay, so Girardi's episode. Oh no, I won't get to Girardi. We'll do Rios. Rios is repairing the ship, and of course he's got his new girlfriend and her son on the ship, and they're just looking at everything and playing with everything, and using the replicators to make cake. And she kisses him. He's obviously fallen for her, and I'm like, what about the Prime Directive? How are you affecting these people's lives by showing them this ship and this technology? And how is this going to affect this kid's life? I mean, they're not thinking about any of the repercussions of any of this in any real serious manner, because this is not Star Trek. This is just some random generic sci-fi show which thinks it's fun to introduce humans to a bunch of future technology like it won't affect their whole lives. Because that would require actually thinking and contemplating the consequences of that. So we don't do that in this show called Star Trek. So yeah, that was annoying. I don't think anything else happens with them. That's pretty much it. Now the story with Girardi and Seven and Raffi is a little bit more complicated. They are looking for Girardi. They find the bar where she broke the window. They speak to the guy, and Seven turns on her human charms, although she feels she's just being manipulative because she's able to read the guy, and says that Girardi was her sister. They're trying to get her help. Where did they go, basically? So he directs them in the right direction. They find the guy she left with, a guy with a red beard who she killed, and they find her, and she basically killed him, Seven believes, because she couldn't assimilate and connect with him, because that's what this is all about. She's just lonely. She needs to connect with people, and she couldn't do it with him because she wasn't able to assimilate him yet, so she killed him. Now they find her sucking metals out of things. She sucked it out of his cell phone or mobile, whatever you call it, and then she was going through a row of cars and sucking, I guess, the battery acid out of the cars. I don't know sure what part of the car she was feeding off. Then she sees them, she runs over the cars in the scene we've seen. Raffi tries to shoot her, fails, gets choked. Seven gets knocked into a bin, but Girardi stops the Borg Queen from actually killing Raffi. She drops her and then leaves, basically. There's an interesting conversation between Seven and Raffi where Seven is like, you're getting too much out of me being damaged, just like you want me to be damaged or something. Like there's no value in that. So because she was sort of on her about, why can't you sort of work out what the Borg Queen is doing where she is, you're one of them. And she's like, it's like you're happy about that or something. And then they get into Raffi, and she says basically that Raffi is manipulative. And she's like, yes, I am. I manipulated, what's the boy's name? The Romulan boy? I wrote his name down. Elnor. He wanted to take a year off Starfleet to go help the Romulan space nuns, ninja nuns, and she manipulated him into staying for her, which he did, and then she blamed his death on her, on her actions. So, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm glad she kind of acknowledged it. She's manipulative. All addicts are. I'm kind of wondering where that's going. I'm not sure how much further they're going to get into that, but that was their part of the story kind of done. Now that the other part is was it Alan's song or Adam's song? Alan's song. The current Dr. Sung, his daughter, thanks to Q leaving a program in his visor, 3D, 2D, whatever visor, he confirms to her what she kind of has worked out, that she was an experiment. She waits for him to come home. They have an argument. Q actually gives her, she gets a package with the antidote, basically. So she takes that. It's labelled freedom. She takes that and she basically says, you lied to me. You never loved me. I was this experiment. This is just your work. And he sort of admits that, and he shows some megalomaniac, narcissistic moments of this being about him and his creation and what he was doing. But he was sort of saying, yes, I love my work, but I still loved you. And she's like, nah. If I leave, would you miss me, or would you just would you just be afraid that you lost your achievement or your technology or your whatever? So she walks out and he freaks out, and then she shows him the little vial and the tag and everything, and she's like, I can leave, I think you needed me more than I needed you. And I'm like, where is she going to go? What is she going to do? She doesn't even have a social security number. She's okay. So she walks off, leaves him, and then the Borg Queen shows up, and she's like, you can get me what I need to get myself to where I can assimilate, and there's two possible futures for you. You either stop Renee from discovering this form of life that sends humanity into space exploration, or you can stop her and then you can just give humanity another direction to go, which is using technology to create life. So because obviously he wants that future, and she gets him to help her basically, and he gets a group together, like a SWAT team together for her to, I guess, go find Picard, because she's convinced him that if you have to kill Picard or Renee, you have to stop Renee or kill Picard. Either way, you have to basically ensure your future by helping me. And the last scene is a bunch of like SWAT type people getting ready that he's brought together, because he's suddenly like Mr. Military. And she's like, it only sings for a second. She starts assimilating one of the SWAT guys. And it does look primitive, and that's what Seven was saying, that she's using the metals to help create like a primitive form of nanoprobe and nanites and assimilation and all that. So it's not going to be the same as future simulation, but she starts to assimilate these people. So we're going to have a small team of Borg drones who are going to be hunting the La Serena crew, basically. So that's, I guess, going to be episode 9 and 10, because we've got 2 episodes left. I'm not really enjoying this show. The scenes with the guy finding the Vulcans, because he's about 40-something, so that would have been back in the 80s or something. So it was kind of cute. And there was a scene, I nearly forgot, there was a scene with John Delancey as Q, as an FBI guy, talking to Guinan and admitting that he is dying, and he's saying that humans are stuck in the past, and some sort of meaning to that, and trying to work out that. But and saying that the escape is more valuable than the it's not the trap, it's the escape that counts. So obviously he was talking in riddles again, and yeah, we don't really know where that's going to go, but there's only 2 episodes left. I'm kind of just waiting for it to end. I don't know what the World Queen is trying to do or wanting to do. The assumption is she's just going to try and simulate the Earth 400 years before the last time she tried. No, actually, no, it was only about 60 years, actually. Yes, about 50 years? Yeah, about 50 years earlier than First Contact. I don't know. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you thought of the episode. I thought it was, like, okay. There were some fun scenes. Like I said, the scene with Guinan and Q was interesting. Just the dialogue was good. But I didn't... the whole story's not really gelling for me, and yeah. We'll just see where it goes. I don't know. I'm going to go. Thanks. Bye.